and Instagram. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review so we can continue to give you the ish that we talk. And now that is out the way, I will not act like I'm on AM fucking radio. What the fuck's the deal? All of you ugly motherfuckers. What's poppin'? I'm here with you. We here together. We gonna make this shit pop. Lindsay, what the fuck is going on? My dog.
Like, what will be a breaking point for you where you just like, you know what? I'm out.
Yeah, so I was about to say this is where we asked the audience.
Yeah.
So
you already
said cheating, right?
Yeah. Cheating.
Okay.
So
Anybody else?
You're not giving a pass or nothing like that.
There ain't no way.
That's no way.
Do it once and do it twice. There ain't no way. You lose respect for yourself.
So it's like if it's cheating for her, like so if it's cheating for you the same way too? Yeah. So like if you cheat, do you feel like I need to leave this relationship?
If I would ever cheat, I would leave you first.
Oh, you such a gentleman.
I do what I do.
You such a gentleman. That shit don't happen in real life, but you such a gentleman. Anything else?
In the moment.
In the moment.
That's different. I wouldn't be in the moment.
So you wouldn't put yourself in the moment. I got you.
Yeah. Like, make it make sense. Like, cause what's the moment?
When I decide it's the moment, it's the moment.
Oh, okay.
If I never say to myself, like, I should probably get out of here.
So like, do the whole time you just like, oh no, this cool. This ain't. We just chilling. She just want to rub my back. That's cool. Ain't nobody tripping. It's like, oh, okay. Okay, ooh. All right, you ain't got to kiss my neck. That's okay. Cool. This is not the moment yet.
Not yet.
It's not the moment yet.
Because I didn't do it.
So it's like, now my pants is down. This is.
She pulls them down.
Oh, this ain't the moment. This ain't the moment. This ain't the moment.
She did it.
This ain't the moment. So when is the moment? When you're done, you like, yeah, this is the moment.
This sad, bro. I'm like, I was supposed to go to the store. I was gone for 2 hours.
I had to go get my bro,
that's
right?
The moment, yep.
That's the moment.
That's the moment.
Okay, so that's your.
What you
So this is cheating for you. Like, if she cheats, oh hell no. But like, I just had to wait on the moment. Like, no. That's ain't the moment. That wasn't the moment. No, she sucked my I didn't ask for it.
I don't say the words.
It's like, no. I didn't know. You know when I feel something wrong, baby, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. When she was like, I was like, maybe it's time for me. Ain't no restaurateur gonna run up on Keith Lee. Let's just end that shit right there. Y'all talk a lot of shit, but y'all not about to run up on. Ain't nobody about to run up on him, slap no food out his face, and tell him, bitch, what? Like, that's just not gonna happen in no way, shape, possible.
So Saucy Santana got in on it. He pretty much was like, tag me in. And he snapped on DJ Academics and told him to pull up. He was like, go to my page. We got all kinds of bookings. We outside. Come pull up at one of the bookings, and I'll beat your motherfucking
ass. Saucy Santana just doesn't look like the homosexual man that you gonna hit, and he looks like that dude off of Low Down Dirty Shame. He ain't about to grab his face and be like, "Oh, Bernard,
him, you slut, Bernard."
He about to beat the dog shit out of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm laughing because it's gonna be so funny because you're gonna see a dude massively beating the shit out of a man with an open fist, and you gonna hear bitch. What is the deal, everybody?
I don't know what to say. It's Friday. Yay, Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Trying to be as cool as possible for I don't know, 5 minutes is up. Hey man, fuck all that. What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
You know who it is. This is Lily. I am y'all host for this show. I am the black smoking joint toting bad MO you see in front of you, and I am with the lady who pushes the bells and whistles of this project. The lady that makes sure that we get it popping the way we need to get it popping. She's the cameraman. She's the A&R. She provides snacks. She is one of the baddest MFers in government. Let's give a round of applause for my cousin, my friend, and my co-host, Lindsay.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this again is the It's the We Talk. Of course, we got the pleasantries out the way, but I also have to give a superior shout out to Twitch, and I have to give a super shout out to TikTok. If you are a new follower of me on TikTok, what's happening? This is actually the podcast. You're gonna hear me talking a bunch of BS. And if you are following the It's We Talk on Twitch. Ain't nothing changed. I love you, filthy animals.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Man, and a happy new year.
Oh, yeah. So how's it going? How's life?
Life is all right. This was a pretty slow week, which is cool. You love the slow weeks.
I'm glad you felt it was slow.
Yeah, for me it was slow. I've been looking forward to Comic-Con, so that's what I'm doing tomorrow. Shout out to all of my people that like to dress up as somebody else and live a different life. You guys are awesome. I am going to definitely be people watching the shit out of you guys tomorrow.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Comic-Con, I mean, is there gonna be like people that been in movies and stuff there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got a couple of people that are gonna be there this year. You got the Pink Ranger coming. The original Pink Ranger. Then you have who else is coming? We have a couple of characters from movies, TV. It's gonna be a lot of people there. On top of it's just gonna be a lot of people impersonating. I always take a picture with the impersonator of Stan Lee every year, which is dope. It's about the closest thing I ever gonna get to actually meeting Stan Lee until I die. And then I push everybody out the way in heaven, and then I just be like, "Hey, dude, movies, my guy."
Yep, and they're gonna be like, "Get out."
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, man, you ain't earned not one good wing yet."
How you gonna get up here and be rude?
I'm just saying, some of them shits, you should have intervened. Some of that writing is kind of
Not you gonna have. Not like I admire your work, sir, but no, we need to have a talk about this script.
Yeah.
2002. I don't know what y'all were thinking by
Exactly.
getting like.
Exactly. I got a couple of things I want to ask. Couple of continuities in the timeline.
Right.
Well, he probably gonna be like, "Hey, bozo, get the fuck out of my face. I was getting a check."
Okay. And did my little cameo. Just leave me alone. I was old. Anybody got time for all that?
Man.
All right. You watched, didn't you?
I did. They have constantly been able to get the money from me.
Right.
Queens get the money. Marvel's been getting the money from me.
Okay. Marvel's getting the money from everybody. Because I'm telling you, I ain't picked up a comic book, but I was so in that movie theater crying like a baby on the last one, Endgame.
Endgame? You cried in Endgame? That's solid.
I cried. When I tell you I cried, so the first time I saw it, I cried, and I was like, maybe I'm doing this because maybe I'm hormonal.
Hormonal, yeah.
Yeah. So then I took my nephew to see it the second time. Cried again. I was like, I don't have no excuse this time. Like, it's legit the movie. But when, in movies, when people throw kids out of windows, I don't cry at all. So, yeah, I'm weird.
I mean, it got to be a legit reason for throwing the kids out the window.
Well, it wasn't. I was highly uncomfortable. I couldn't sit still watching it, but not a tear. Everybody else
I know what
cried.
movie you're talking about. Is it a
Yeah.
movie from the?
Oh, so you doing the bending? Is that movie?
Yeah. I'm thinking it's that Mr. Perry movie.
Right. No, well, he directed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't write it, but that is an iconic line. I saw a video of somebody that went to a Janet Jackson concert back on her last tour and had a t-shirt on from that scene when she's turned, because you know how they shot it with their backs to each other. Yeah. So it had a picture of her turning around saying, "Oh, so you doing the bending?" And she cracked up. It was like a little white dude too that had it on. It was so funny. But yeah. So, yeah, that's how we're gonna start.
That's how we're gonna start. Not talking about anything that's gonna go with what we're talking about.
Not at all. So should we get into these topics?
Let's get into these topics. We're gonna be doing bending on these topics.
Right, no Diddy, but
this week.
Right. Okay, so this is off the topic. Did you see any of that Kanye stuff?
What his tweets or the song that they said he came out with?
I only heard like a snippet of the song, but no, the tweets.
Yeah, I seen some of them.
So what do you think is going on? Because I put up a Facebook post about my thought. I don't know if you saw it, but I had said I think he wants to kill himself or unalive himself, but he doesn't want to do it. Or it's a social experiment. Either way, the kids are off limits. Like he went too far.
I think this is a cry for help at this moment because he's all over the place and like he's just randomly just messaging people, and I think subconsciously, man, he just wants somebody to actually say fuck all that bullshit, fuck what you talking about, we're gonna get you help. He just doesn't want to do it himself. Or like you said, this could be suicide by cop. He's trying to make somebody do it because he can't do it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a cry for help.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Because I was watching Big Boy's Neighborhood when he was tweeting in real time. They were live. And, they brought up a point. Because the tweets that he was talking about Playboy Cardi.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the story is that he was supposed to be on Playboy Cardi's new album, but because he's been extremely controversial lately, they took him off. But then Cardi asked Kim if North could be on the album. And they was like, you know what, with that specifically, he has a point. Because don't go get my daughter. You took me off the album and then you're going to try to go get my daughter. And then that we kind of like are public with
the issues that we're having in regards to the kids, and you gonna go around me to go get my daughter, that was kind of foul. Didn't give her no heads up or nothing like that. So I was like, you know what? With that specifically, I can understand his disdain.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Cardi just doesn't look like the person that's going to handle anything by the book, though.
Well, he's unconventional.
Unconventional. This guy is a fucking. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, granted, if you have not heard his new album, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
But it's him in general. Like, that's a different kind of guy.
Yeah, I wonder where he went left because he didn't come out like that.
No.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not a bad thing because he's not necessarily putting out bad music, but it's different. He's different than initially. So was this like Andre 3000 transformation where it was always in him and it's just coming out more than now that he's more solidified, or was there a change? The world would never know.
Well, too many Diddy parties.
Well, that would change anybody, rightfully so. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. Also, I did hear that B and J are more than likely going to sue Kanye for what he said. So,
I mean, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. They lucky. He's lucky if that's all they do. Because, yeah, he was saying some horrible things.
Right. That's more or less why I really think he just wants them to, because in real time he has the utmost respect for them because they literally helped him become the person he is. I think that's his way of, instead of just saying, "Hey, I need help," he has to be this Kanye. Because he wants somebody to just snatch him up like you would snatch up your little brother. Like, hey, man, you fucking tripping.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. He said a lot of things, you know. That's why I'm like, is he trying to die? Or is this a social experiment? Because he said something like people have been killed for less.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Oof.
Yeah. So that's why I'm throwing that idea out there that maybe this is a social experiment. But because he said everything that gets you canceled, and he cannot be canceled. You know? But I don't know. I don't know. We just gonna keep him in our prayers because he needs it. He needs it. Whether you still a fan or not, he definitely needs help.
He does. I mean, hey man, start this, you know, make your bitch wear a jacket, and then you go somewhere and just, you know, think about your actions.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, so let's get into the actual topics that.
Yeah, because none of that shit had anything to do with what we about to talk about.
Right, nothing at all. But the actual topics that we did discuss prior to, one of them being the astronauts are back. The astronauts are back. So the astronauts that were NASA astronauts, they went up about 9 months ago. It was supposed to be like a 9-day mission. Turned out to be 9 months. And Elon's space company, SpaceX, went up there and got them. And they came back home a couple of days ago.
Only took 17 blown up fucking missions.
Yeah. Exactly. Which we talked about before. again, Miss King, don't carry your ass out to space. But Tully is watching. She says, "Hey, Lindsay and Lee, what's cracking, Ish Talkers? Let's get into some things." Yes, ma'am.
Let's do it.
So, this whole mission just had me utterly confused. And on top of that, you would think this would be like a major payday. It's not. It's not. First off, they don't even get paid that much. That you would think an astronaut would get paid. They make between 80 and 150 a year.
Yeah.
That's wild. Then on top of that, they get a $5 a day allowance. And then not to mention their food and room and board is covered. That would be crazy if they charged them to be in a spaceship, but what else? So shout out to the government employees, because they're government employees. And yeah, the government left them up there for 9 months.
All right. I'm just gonna be the conspiracy theory guy.
I feel like I know where you're going with this, but I'm gonna let you cook.
I just don't believe that they were supposed to be up there for 9 fucking days. One thing that really baffled me is how a 9-day mission end up being, we can't get y'all back, and then we don't know when y'all can come back. It'd be a year. All of a sudden, it's been 9 months. But they have been celebrating every fucking holiday while they up there. So is that's what we put in our rations? Just in case.
Or we putting our what?
Our rations.
Our rations?
Yeah, so in our rations, we happen to have Christmas trees and shit like that as well.
Wait, what? They had Christmas trees?
So they've been celebrating holidays with holiday shit.
Every holiday, huh?
Every fucking holiday. I'm like,
Shut the front door and lock it. Hold on.
I just don't understand. Like, if I'm packing up for 9 days,
I'm not
like right now, if I'm packing up to go somewhere for 9 days, I'm not gonna carry fireworks just in case.
Wait, they was letting off fireworks?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh.
That's the next thing.
Oh, okay, I got you. Like, if I leave town during Cinco de Mayo, I'm not packing fireworks for the 4th of July.
Yeah. Like, they've been celebrating holidays.
So did they have tacos on
New Year's?
Wait, they probably went up there during Cinco de Mayo. Flag Day. Did they have flags for Flag Day?
I don't know. I could look it up, but they probably did.
Did they have turkey for Thanksgiving?
I know they had Christmas hats. And I know they had Happy New Year shit.
Did they have 2025 goggles?
No, but they did have 2025 hanging up.
Hell no, they had the balloons.
When are they gonna stop playing with our fucking emotion? First and foremost.
How about, what if they didn't go up there?
That's what my whole thing was. How much did they pay y'all to live in a bunker? That's probably what was stressing y'all the fuck out. And then they told you, hey, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fly you to the top of the atmosphere and throw your bitch ass back down.
I thought they was coming back with an extra astronaut for real. I'm like, 9 months, huh? Yeah.
No, you know what they
name
did?
him Marvin. That's all I asked. Just name him Marvin.
No, they came back with arthritis and gout. These motherfuckers went up there. These motherfuckers went up there in their early 30s and came back 69 years old.
Yeah, they look stressed in the morning. That lady look like Joni Mitchell out this bitch. Like,
It looked like that lady from the Titanic.
Okay. Right. So he says Marvel only got me only got me for Black Panther. That's it. That's all. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
he better than me.
Right. I'm telling you, Endgame, I was so, but yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, they were stressed. Which I mean, fair. It's fair. I mean, you'll be a little stressed too. You know, if you stuck up in the atmosphere, you don't know if you coming back home.
Man.
I ain't got a Bible to first, but I
You
got a
know,
Christmas tree.
and maybe and you know, I've been told y'all I'm a degenerate. I just don't. I really because everybody was on your mental of boy they gonna bring back another astronaut or somebody could be fucking. I I'm like in my mind I'm like, boy, how does your dick work in zero gravity?
Shit, we was about to find out.
And would you be willing to fuck somebody who is turning into a grandma right before your eyes?
Hey, if that's the last person in the atmosphere, because we ain't on Earth no more, we're never gonna make it back to Earth. This is the last person in the atmosphere. You mean to tell me you wouldn't consider it?
I don't know. Honest to God truth, I don't know. Now, when we first got up there, maybe.
Nah, when we first got up there, absolutely not. But once the months started adding up, and the spaceships that are exploding that's supposed to come get us start adding up.
Yeah. You would have. You know what? You're right. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'd have been like, yeah, I'm gonna have to feel what real pussy feels like before I die.
Yeah, it would be that Alicia Keys song. What is that? What song is that?
About to say which one?
Oh, shit, what is it, baby? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need lyrics.
I know. I can't think of it.
Cause I'm like Alicia Keys. I don't know if Alicia Keys made a song like if we
Sounds
was
like
the last astronaut, I'd be sucking your dick. Like I don't know. I didn't hear that track.
It's like You'll Never See Me Again. I think that's it.
Ah.
Let me see. Yep, that's it.
In that case,
so that sounds like an astronaut song.
Yeah, I you know.
Every time you hold me.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Hold me like it was the last time. Yeah, it would definitely be that song playing.
I did, yeah.
Or kind of like that movie you had us watch, that Biosphere.
Yeah. That shit.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was wild. That shit was wild.
Yeah.
I, even thinking about that, like, boy, what, like, I probably will be fucking grandma. Like, I ain't even gonna hold it. I ain't even gonna hold it.
The face might be grandma, but
the 0 degree gravity pussy probably different too. That shit hit way different.
Yeah, I mean, you want to come back with a story to tell for sure.
Yeah,
you know
what I'm saying. Try fucking a bitch feeling like Superman.
Let me put this cape on right quick.
I'm saying.
And if they're married, like their spouses, you can't even be mad. Like, you know what? You got it. Like, I couldn't even be mad if I was a spouse and that occurred. I mean, what can you say? Even if everything went right and y'all was supposed to be up there that long, I really honestly couldn't be mad because I'm like, that's once in a lifetime opportunity. Who wouldn't want to experiment to see if it's the same. It may not be, or it just very well may be.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. But you know what? I will say this. We've learned before that some astronaut women you can't be giving dick to. They kind of go out to flip. They kind of go crazy. Or they just crazy, period. Remember that one astronaut lady that was stocking the dick?
Yeah, and the one that wore the diaper.
She wore the diaper to stock you. Like, now, if that's what that outer space pussy be doing, I don't want it.
Yeah. Or maybe she didn't get any in outer space and she was just waiting to come back. And she was by hell or by crook. By hook or by crook. She was going to get it.
Even furthermore thinking about it, it's like, we would just have to be fucking. You know why we would have to be fucking? Because jacking off outer space and zero gravity, it's gonna be hard to explain why a glob of cum is going across the screen when the motherfuckers try to handle some business. You're in there cooking eggs, and all of a sudden you're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh, geez.
My bad, bro. I thought my door was shut. Like,
Right. Like, why is this wall freshly painted? Man, it has like a little shine to it. I thought they put matte paint in here. It just has a little shine. I don't understand why. Be running out of socks out extra early and shit.
It'd be a weird, clueless motherfucker up there like, Lily, you gonna have to start brushing your teeth. That all your spit is every. Yeah, that ain't spit, my nigga.
The mirror just all kinds of white speckles. Like, sir,
that ain't spit, my nigga. That's a baby. That's several children running around this goddamn space center.
Right, we're conducting all kinds of experiments around this mode.
I would wonder how would how would coming occur in zero gravity?
We don't know. That's what I'm saying.
What if your dick swelled up like a dog? Like, then I don't want to fuck.
You think that might be well, shit, I mean, we don't know. It could be something that happens once you feel the urge and all the blood rushes. Maybe that's an issue.
Your dick look like everybody's head from Total Recall. It just fuck no.
Yeah. Well, then you'll have to write that off in your journal. That, masturbating is not something that we can do once we move to Mars.
Man.
So I bet that will have a lot of people reconsidering living on Earth.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, shout out to them. Like, all jokes aside. Hey, listen. I would be that NASA would owe me. I would never ever work anymore in my life.
That's what I was thinking too. You know what I'm saying? Until I read how much they make, I'm like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to flip that out. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're gonna have to go to the board about this.
Yeah, I'm definitely exploring all my options because I need some extra money. Y'all just put me through mental hell. I got PTSD. I'm filing workman's comp. I'm suing. I'm doing all that shit. Y'all running me my check. This was not part of the plan. Man. This is not in my contract. I read the fine print. Y'all did not say shit about me living out here for 9 months. I need all my chips with dip. Something. Because that's some foolishness.
First off, why y'all lying to me and everybody else talking about 9 months and I kick up in this motherfucker and y'all got Christmas trees and Hanukkah candles? Y'all want me in this motherfucker for a long fucking time.
Right. Y'all strapping me in and bringing the damn Christmas trees in at the same time. Man. And then y'all tell me not to ask no questions. Excuse me. Maybe I could have better prepared. Like, what the hell? But I mean, seriously, like, that has to be PTSD like none other. Like, I would never want to step foot in another spaceship. Ever.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. Like, I'm retired. I'm done. But yeah. But shout out to them because they are home. They are at home. So
Man.
that's all that really matters. They're home. So let's go ahead and do an update on Jonathan Majors. So a few days ago, Rolling Stone put out a article that had some audio in it, where in the audio, Jonathan Majors and his then girlfriend, what's her name, Grace Jabari, they were having a discussion, and in the discussion, she mentioned something about him choking her, and he admitted to it. Then literally the next day, the world finds out through a Freudian slip that they're married. So, all of this before the release of his new movie, Magazine
Dreams.
Yeah, Magazine Dreams. So, to me, this looked like Birth of a Nation all over again. What they did to Nate Parker.
Yeah.
What they did to that movie. Yeah, and another thing. This is what I'm tired of. I'm tired of this narrative that it's okay for women to hit men. I'm tired of that narrative. This woman was just as guilty as he was, but nothing is happening to her.
Right.
These people were fighting each other, and only one person has had consequences. We need to normalize everybody keeping their hands to themselves. He's already been tried in a court. He already got convicted and acquitted because it was several charges. And from what I understand, he's almost done with his sentence. So, we need to go on ahead and move on. You know, he's not perfect, just like everybody else. I'm not saying what he did is right. I'm not saying I condone what he did. I'm not even bringing the interracial relationship into this because I don't give a damn about that. I just want us to normalize everybody keeping their hands to themselves.
That is good. That's a good one.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I feel similar. I think it should be one of those things where we do have to question nowadays of why is it only being one party that is being criticized and ran over the coals when all the evidence lets you know that both of them were wrong at that moment. But this goes to show you that when you are arrogant in some point in your life, it'll be the littlest thing that will break you. At one point, he was a little bit too big for his britches, and that's just me saying it allegedly. And it took her, who was a very toxic woman, to take him down. Where it knocked him down a whole lot of pegs. This is a man who was, because everybody was talking about he was up and coming. No, this man was a star.
Oh yeah, he was there.
He was a star, and he got knocked down because a little bitty white woman went through his phone. Like, let's just keep it a beat. The whole point of this is a little bitty white lady went through his phone, and they got into it about it. And all of a sudden, he got endorsements in movies taken away from him.
Yeah. And
so
what
we
happened?
have to understand at one point, because I get it, how the world looks at you because of ordeals, how it looks, and some things has consequences to it, but he did not deserve what actually all of those things that happened to him. In my personal opinion, he didn't deserve everything that happened to him, because we know for a fact that some actors have been 10 times worse and never lost the things that he lost.
Yeah.
So this should be a lesson to you right there. Because I'm not gonna go on the interracial dating thing or none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But as a black man, this should let you know that you have to keep your head on a swivel at all times.
Yeah.
Because things like this can happen. Now that out the way, I'm glad this black motherfucker found this Coretta. What the fuck? I don't shit.
Right.
I
Do
don't
you
know
believe
what,
in my dreams like Coretta, bitch?
man. He found this Coretta. He said he needed a Coretta, and apparently he found this Coretta. She loves him all the way from his big ass forehead to those fucking slave clothes he be putting on when he go out in public. So I can't do nothing but congratulate.
Yeah.
Congratulate you for running into that. Jonathan Majors has a lot of time to build himself up. And now he has a woman beside him that he thinks will be on that journey with him. So I have to give a shout out to that. Jonathan Majors is what, 35 years old? Yeah, let me look up his age. Jonathan Majors is 30. I want to make sure. I know he's in his 30s.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely in his 30s. I don't know the number, but yeah. So
He's 35.
okay,
Jonathan Majors is 35. He has a long acting career ahead of him.
Absolutely.
This movie that they're trying to sabotage with this recording. This was supposed to be his Oscar nominated movie, so I'm definitely gonna see it. I really want to see because I want all the other shit that happened to him. I want to get that out of my mind and just remember I do like Jonathan Majors as an actor. So I want to see this. I want to see this movie.
Yeah. I just heard today that the movie was supposed to come out back in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Like it went to Sundance like in January of 23, and they couldn't do nothing but sit on it because of all the stuff that happened. Because that would have killed the movie if the shit came out. Probably when it was projected to come out. So the movie to me looks like it's one of those movies that just piles on the trauma. Those movies are a lot for me. They are a lot for me. I want to support though, but it just looks like it's gonna take you through a lot. But it does look good nonetheless. He did an interview today, the interview came out today with the Breakfast Club, and it sounded like it was a really good interview. Like I listened to it today. It's like an hour or so, and they touched on everything. And to your point, I did used to hear that he was very arrogant and stuff like that. Prior to this situation, it sounds like this situation completely humbled him.
Yeah.
But then again, we are talking about an actor, so you can only take all that stuff with a grain of salt. But nonetheless, he's a good actor because I bought it, But it's a good interview, They talk about pretty much everything. What they also talked about, which I did not know, and I ended up watching today after work, was there's a movie that's on Tubi and it's on YouTube. The movie is called The Actor that got chased around the city. The actor that got chased around the city. And this is from the same director who did hold on, let me go to his page. This director did where is it? The rapper who got shot in the heel. The, the nurse that saw the baby on the highway. And the wife that didn't know who she married. So yeah.
That's a collection that I really want to see now.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see the rapper that got shot in the heel for the longest. I think I'm gonna watch it when we get done. So I've been wanting to see that for the longest. And I had a friend that went to the premiere too, and I told him, I was like, I'm so jelly right now. But yeah, I saw that trailer a long time ago. And that one, the teaser went viral because everybody was like, what the hell? And it's so funny because like when I watched the one about Jonathan Majors today, it's so funny because of the way they changed the names. Like Grace's name in the movie is Faith, and then shit, I can't remember Jonathan Majors' name. Let me see. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Pull this up because it was funny to me. I watched them credits. I was like, hell no, because the way the movie is, they go with the narrative that Megan Good was the one that was texting them.
I can see that. I honestly can see that being truthful.
Yeah. Okay. So Jonathan Majors' name. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Miners.
You know, people never ever cease to not amaze me. Nathan Miners.
Nathan Miners.
That is an excellent name.
Okay, that's the best one. Faith Jabari. No, not Faith Jabari. What's her name? Grace Jabari is Faith Jamberry.
Faith Jamberry?
Yes. Megan Good. Raven Goodson.
Yeah, they could have tried better with that one.
Yeah. But the Nathan Miners is amazing. But yeah, those are the names. I was like, hell no. But yeah. And then the special guest appearance from his attire. Because they had his attire. They didn't have nothing else. They had his attire. Down to the cup. So yeah. But yeah, that is the actor that got chased around the city. And then they said that the original title was the actor that got chased around the city by the white woman.
I should have kept that title.
You know, I mean, we already going there. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so but yeah. And it was so funny because Jess Hilarious, she brought the movie she brought the movie up, and they're going on talking about it, and Jonathan Majors was like, wait, so this is a real movie? They was like, yeah, it's on Tubi. So yeah.
He definitely needs to watch it.
Yes, that's what they told him. They was like, you gotta watch it. So I feel like he did. Watch it. Yeah. I feel like he's gonna.
As soon as you knock the dust off of Megan Good's, go ahead and turn that on, sir.
It's like, oh, look at our love story.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But yeah. So yeah, so that's the Jonathan Majors update. Yeah. So the movie's supposed to come out. I think it's limited release this weekend. And then I don't know when it's gonna be everywhere. But yeah. Um he talked about, I guess, like, people pulled back from it, excuse me, and they called Lemmy from Zeus, and he got behind it sight unseen.
Mm.
So yeah. Um so yeah, that's how Zeus got became a part of it. But yeah, so that's the Jonathan Majors update. Next up is Young and May. So Young and May ex-girlfriend, she put out a video of Young and May in a hospital room on oxygen. You can tell that she was like very frail, very sick. And she put up, a caption just saying like, I was there for you. I'm the one that helped you out at your lowest time when you were sick, this, that, and the third. Her putting up this video got her dragged to hell by the internet. Um, and because it went viral, Young and May had to come out, and pretty much be like, yeah, that was me in the video. I wonder how I got here. No. But
Yeah.
right. So no, but she came out and she made a statement, and she was just like, that was a person that I was in a relationship with, and she put it out. That was me, and that was a couple years ago, but my health is better now, and I'm doing better now, and which you could tell she's visibly doing better. Um, and she got some new music. So had people wondering, like, was all of this like a publicity stunt? Because we have to be skeptics nowadays because people pull stunts in shows. So rightfully so, people was questioning, like, is this a publicity stunt or is this legit? But my whole thing was that, why would you even record somebody in that state in the first place? Like that part I didn't understand, but it happened. What are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts is, listen, even studs fuck with the wrong bitch. It's one of those things where that's what happens when you reach a certain level of success. The people around you and the people that want to be in your circle are not always best for you. This is cloud chasing top tier.
Yeah.
For you to do that just to try to get your name out there, and then your response to it, and it just lets people like me know that this was strictly just to get your name out there and to like put young MA in a bad light, which is crazy because you posted that like, yeah, I was there for you and won't. Anybody who has ever cared for somebody that they love, the first thing that they don't do is ever point that shit out in front of people. They'll take that shit to the grave unless that person puts them on blast.
Yeah.
They'll never, if I've done anything for anybody and all of a sudden we fall out privately, then publicly I'm not gonna tell nobody what I did for you. I just wouldn't do that, nor would I post that. After we've all seen this. This is not nothing brand new. We all seen that health scare that young MA went through, and we all were rooting for her to have a speedy recovery because she was knocking on heaven's door.
Yeah, she was.
Like real talk, like, and and a lot of things came out with that. The trauma in her life, the reason why her certain addictions was popping in. That was a time that we all seen, and we should not be bringing up to demean her.
Mm-hmm.
And so for anybody to do something like that, it just point proving, man. You're just a mean, cruel piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You're a garbage person that nobody should ever try to put any type of resolve in. Like, nobody should piss on you if you are on fire, lady. Like, why would you do that? Just to, you know what I'm saying, just for any type of clout. Like, you're not as famous as you think you is. You're famous now and you getting dragged for doing that bullshit.
Yeah.
You getting dragged, and I hope you get dragged some more. And I hope the next Manny Fresh bitch that you fuck with get mad at you and punch you in the mouth like she a nigga. Yeah, I'm on that type of time. I don't like when people try to put people's insecurities and downfalls on display, especially when we've already seen it already. We know already. That's like when a cousin to get mad and want to bring up that your uncle used to smoke crack. Bitch, we've been doing that. What that got to do with right now? You mad? You mad now? So you want to bring up? You want to bring up the 90s, ho? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Right. Yeah. It's some gutter snipe shit for real. Because again, why are you recording this? And like, what was the point? What was the purpose of you recording this? Like, to keep it just in case, like in case you needed, you was gonna break the glass and show the world. Like, what happened to where you was like, you know what? That's it. I'm about to release it. Because I mean, that was 2 years ago. I don't know how long they've been broken up, but I'm just like, did you just wake up one morning and was like, I'm about to release it? Or was there a series of events? Like, what the fuck was going on? Like, I don't get it. Like, was this like an insurance policy? Like, I'm so confused on why somebody would record somebody and then just keep it for this long just to put it out.
Yeah, nowadays people don't know how to get back at people. That's not a way to get back. If you want to get back at her for whatever reason, what you don't do is put that illness out. Like, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? She was going through it. That's just like if a motherfucker was say if Jonathan Majors and Megan Good breaks up right now, and then and 2 years later, Megan Good say, oh yeah, let me post a picture of when they said he was diagnosed with cancer. Like, nigga, what the fuck are we doing?
Right. Like, remember when I nursed you back to health? Now you cancer free and you done left me for a white bitch. Like,
bitch, you know I like white bitch from the jump. Don't do
right,
that.
right. You know this my speed.
Yeah.
Now you mad? Like, I don't know. It sounds like some foolishness. But you know, shout out to Young and May. I'm sure her music is great. You know. But yeah, that was just some straight up foolishness. You know. And I hope you got the clout you was chasing, bitch.
That's the thing, let this be a lesson to every person in America. When you get somewhere where you're in some type of success, make sure you are actually paying attention to the people that are around you or with you in those moments, and make sure that they're actually there for you and not your level of success. Because once you leave, they're not craving you anymore. They're craving that success, and they're willing to do anything to get back there.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing right here, and it's terrible and it's wrong. And let this be a lesson to all of my stud women out here. It don't matter how good that strap is, man. Ain't no once they pissed off, fam.
Yeah. So yeah, that's them. Moving on.
You know, just saying.
So yeah, before we move on, you are lagging really bad. So I don't know if you need a refresh or not,
Let me
but
do
yeah, let's go on ahead and refresh you.
Don't tell me what to do, damn it. No, I'm just playing. Hold
See, now it's working.
on. When it's
Now
this
that
motherfucker acting like a toddler. Like, no, I'm playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
right. So, all right, well then, there you go. Let's move on. The next story is a developing story, so we only got like a little piece of it because it just came out yesterday. The rapper Yellow Beezy was arrested for capital murder, and it's in the death of Mo3. They're both Dallas rappers, and Yellow Beezy, had he had a couple of songs that went real big a few years ago, and then Mo3. I feel like Mo3, unfortunately, more people started knowing about him after he passed, but I knew about him before because he did this song that I could not stop playing. He redid Sierra's "And I." Yeah. And it was awesome. So, and he's kind of like a singer rapper. He did a few collabs with Lil Boosie, and they was real cool. Uh, but yeah, Mo3 is dope. Rest in peace to him. Yeah. But yeah, I want to say he passed away in 2020.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's been almost 5 years. And yeah, they're saying that the person that actually unalived him was hired by Yellow Beezy. Now I remember hearing something back then that them two didn't get along, but I didn't hear a lot about it, and I didn't go searching for it either. So it was just something I heard. But to hear that he has been charged in connection is really sad because I'm sure whatever their beef was could have been resolved. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's rest in peace to Mo3. The thing about it with that whole situation, from what I know, and I have to go deep into it, but that beef between Yellow Beezy and Mo3, it wasn't even like their beef per se. It was just a group of individuals. Like, it all started from, and I don't want to mess people up or people's names up, but it started from one guy initially messing or being cool with Mo3, and also being cool with somebody that didn't like Mo3, and Mo3 saying something about it, and he's standing on "fuck what you talking about, you can't tell me who I can't be around." And then it went through this snowball effect of now everybody on this side is, you know what I'm saying, on this back and forth. And then when it got into the streets, it got real different because now that ain't just a regular rap beef. Now this is really, you know what I'm saying, this is really street ties. We really are beefing over this type shit. And it's so crazy that it ended up happening the way it happened, and now we come out 5 years later, or close to 5 years later, where Yellow Beezy gets indicted for this. When it happened, I remember how before Mo3 died, they wouldn't even speak about each other. Like, people would talk about it, and they wouldn't even speak each other's name. They would act like they didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And then somebody said something that made a lot of sense when Mo3 died. the way he got gunned down, it looked like a hit. It wasn't, because they
Oh,
were trying to say it was over a bitch, and they was like, ain't nobody about to chase you in the middle of a highway. That looked like I was getting paid to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Like he
they've
was
been
leaving a big house.
saying that.
Yeah.
So I think one of my main issues with it is, I don't know if they were trying to wrangle it in where he could get, or they just wasn't doing their job, because it shouldn't have took almost 5 years, if this did happen, like it happened, for Yella Beezy to be arrested over this.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
Dallas and Fort Worth been talking about this.
Yeah.
Streets about that nigga got him killed.
Yeah. Right. Right.
He even incriminated himself, and I ain't even go. Well, I won't even say he incriminated. One of the people that, know what I'm saying, that was involved in this whole thing was when Yella Beezy was trying to keep quiet. He was going on live, busting out diss records and all that. Know what I'm saying? All this whole extra for that first year that this man had died, bringing the heat to Yella Beezy. So I don't. That's why I don't understand why it took almost 5 years. But again, I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know how these things work. But as far as the streets was concerned, that nigga Ben had something to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was a sad situation, because like they got him in broad daylight, and you're right, it was direct. They wanted him. It wasn't no random nothing. They wanted him. You know, it looked like a hired hit. You know,
Yeah.
and it's crazy that it did take almost 5 years, because Dallas is big, but it ain't that damn big, and folks don't know how to leave their town. So, yeah.
It's just wild how Dallas and Fort Worth have a lot of major artists, and none of them work together on a level where all of them should be good. The one thing about Texas, I remember a lot of Houston rappers, they used to really beef, but they used to also promote each other's shit. I don't know what's going on with Dallas and Fort Worth, where these niggas is beefing, and they on some beefing where it ain't wax. Like I'll legit pay somebody to run you down on the motherfucking highway.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I didn't think Texas. I thought Texas niggas was always getting to the bag. They wouldn't about to be on no pussy ass shit like that. But
right. Texas is one of those places where you can definitely be a superstar in that state.
Yeah.
And eat comfortably for the rest of your life and never have mainstream success. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they definitely represent and look out for their own when it comes to music. But yeah, but I mean, you're right. It's more of a Houston thing, you know, because you don't really see too many Dallas come together and collaborate. You know, I mean, we're outsiders, so
that's
we
what
don't.
I'm about to say. I'm on the outside looking in. I thought all of Texas was that way, because I remember E40 said that a long time ago. Like, you ever want to get rich, get a buzz in Texas.
Yeah. I remember the first time I went to Texas. Well, no, the first time I visited Texas was Houston. We went down there for a week, Thanksgiving week, when I was 15, and that was the first time I ever heard of Zydeco. You know, and that's a whole culture. Them people are fine. You know what I'm saying? They don't need to have international success. They good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they definitely look out for their own when it comes to that, and that's like a big thing. You know? So, but again, that's Houston. So I don't know, man. I just pray for better days. Pray for better days. But of course, we're gonna be watching this, and we're gonna definitely keep you posted on updates in regards to this situation. But it's just like, I don't know
These
what's going
niggas,
on with these rappers, dog.
that's
Like,
what I was about to say.
what?
These niggas and they hiring gun. I'm like, oh man, these niggas, they nowadays rappers are moving completely backwards.
Yes. And the people that are around them don't have their best interests at heart. It's like back in the day, the one that was the star out the crew, you kept them protected. You kept them away from the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, why are they the ones that's engulfed in the bullshit? And they the ones that is keeping everybody fed. If that person go, everybody is down bad. Like that, y'all not making no sense. Like you said, y'all hustling backwards.
I ain't never met a bunch of millionaires that wanted to be gutters so bad in my motherfucking life.
Dude, like when we were coming up, they used this as a way to get away from the streets, to get away from the BS. You know what I'm saying? Now people are being raised not in the streets, but going to the streets after they done made it. Like,
yeah,
what are we doing? What are we doing? But hey,
we moving reckless, we moving stupid, y'all.
it's very stupid.
It's gonna go to a point where we're gonna be this hip hop in general is going to, like, right now, for some, I don't know why, but for some strange reason, we number one with a bullet. But eventually, once we fall, we gonna fall because these niggas are making the dumbest decisions in life.
They really are. They really are, and it's sad. It's real sad. It's real sad. But like I said, we'll stay on top of this story and give updates when need be. And then again, rest in peace, Mo3.
Man.
All right. So, the last story is what had the internet on fire for the past like 3 days.
Man.
And that is Miss Jessica Moore, aka Jess Hilarious. And she decided to go on live on Instagram Live a few days ago and pretty much air out her employer being the Breakfast Club. So just a quick little synopsis. Just Hilarious was hired over a year ago to replace Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club. Now they did a whole bunch of auditions over the course of a year or so, and they ended up picking Just Hilarious. So shortly after it was official that she was going to be the third co-host, she announced that she was pregnant. Yeah. Congratulations. So she did her time on the show up until maternity leave. So when she went on maternity leave, she got a replacement, to take her spot, which was Lauren De La Rosa. Or no, De La Rosa. Lauren La Rosa. So Lauren La Rosa is on the show in the third seat while Jess Hilarious was out on maternity leave. And Lauren La Rosa is from TMZ. On the show, not gonna hold you, she did an awesome job. She is from the world of journalism. Shout out to Portia Williams. But yeah, so, and she's from TMZ. So she's gonna be thorough. She's gonna ask the right questions. She's gonna have accurate information. Mm-hmm. And she's gonna like what she do. All of that, along with having a great rapport with the guys, and being entertaining and whatnot, all made for a great third co-host. One of the things, because of where she comes from, that she was real good at doing was the gossip information. She pretty much had that down, right? So After the 3-4 months that Jess Hilarious was gone, when Jess Hilarious came back, I remember seeing a whole lot of people in the comments talking about y'all do not need to let Lauren go. I need to keep Lauren. Some people was like, can we figure out a way to have both? But a lot of people was like, Lauren needs to stay. At the end of the day, Lauren needs to stay. I was one of the people that thought the same thing. I don't care what y'all do, but Lauren needs to stay. Like, y'all would be a fool to let her go. They did not let her go. We find out in all actuality that Lauren is a producer on the show.
Yep.
She stayed on in her original title, and while Jess Hilarious is back, she started doing Jess with the Mess again, which is her segment with gossip news and whatnot. Jess with the Mess on the radio, as opposed to Jess with the Mess when she does her videos on Instagram, is two different Jess with the Messes. Excuse me. In which a lot of people do bring up the point that when you have short form content, it's hard for those people that master that to translate that over to long form content or to stand up comedian or to radio. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for people to come out of that to transition. We kind of saw that because when Jess came back, she would read off the subjects and she'd act like she didn't care at all. And a lot of people talked about how she couldn't read. There was a lot of words that she didn't know and would mispronounce. I feel like she should have proofread, because there was stuff that she didn't read. But in the same breath, she didn't care about none of the subjects. So it was like, I don't care. Whatever. I'll just read it for the first time online. I don't give a shit. Like, that's how her attitude came across. So what they ended up doing was they ended up bringing Lauren back on the show to do that segment. They still called it Jess Hilarious, or Jess with the Mess. Which was kind of weird because Jess was there. Then we started seeing Jess be out more. And it's like, okay, maybe this was written in her contract that when she has a show that Lauren would take her place. So I kind of like, just chopped it up to that, because I mean, at the end of the day, she is a comedian. So she should have that written in her contract, Yeah. Then it eventually became weird on the show. You could tell the energy was off. Jess barely said anything, and she even less said anything that was funny. And then what rubbed people the wrong way was this last interview that they did with Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams called in last week. Now, I played the video, but I didn't watch the video. I just listened. So I did not know that Jess was there. I just assumed she wasn't, because you didn't hear her. You only heard the other three. It wasn't until I watched somebody talk about it that I found out she was there. And I actually watched that video, and they had clips from the interview. Jess was there the whole time, said not one word. And on top of that, they have multi-cameras in that room. One of the shots was from behind Jess. Jess was on Instagram during that interview. And I was like, that's very disrespectful. You have Queen Wendy Williams on the phone talking about something serious that she's going through, and you can't even give her that much respect to not be on your phone while she's on the phone. I just thought that was disrespectful. But yeah, so people have been airing out their grievances about her being on the show for the most part, but it didn't, I guess it didn't ruffle their feathers enough to say anything until Corey Holcomb got on his podcast and he talked about the situation. Now, he comes from a biased standpoint because him and Jess Hilarious don't get along. I remember them not getting along. I have no idea why, but it's been a long-standing beef that they do not fuck with each other, period. However, with that being said, what he was saying in regards to the situation was the truth. Just what it is. It was the truth. So, I mean, and he pretty much was saying the same thing that a lot of people have been saying, that Lauren did a great job, and he pretty much was like, you should have had your baby on camera. And, you know, and that and that lends itself to another issue that people have, or women have, you know, to where it's like some people have to make that decision on if they're going to be moms or if they're going to have a career, because these jobs are not sitting around waiting for folks. And yes, you do have kind of protection, like they can't fire you, but they can make it extremely uncomfortable for you to where you will want to quit. Or they can try to fire you for another reason. Any reason. They don't give a damn. But they can't say it's because you went and had a baby. You know what I'm saying? So, this, you know, a lot of this caught buzz. This hit the blogs with Corey Holcomb and whatnot. And people started really, really, you know, talking about it. So Jess got on her Instagram Live, pretty much, you know, confirmed that what we've been witnessing.
With the silk scarf, you got to remember.
Oh, yes, she definitely had on a silk scarf.
I don't know,
and it was cute on her. It was cute on her, you know. But she had it on nonetheless. And she pretty much was saying, you know, what y'all have been witnessing, I have actually been experiencing. You know, it's gotten to the point where I can't hide it no more. And this is the bullshit that's been going on. It's a lot of bullshit behind the scenes. They run that shit like East Side High. And initially, when I came back, I didn't like Lauren. And me and her had conversations to where I found out that this is not coming from a malice place from her. And my anger is wrongfully directed. So it pretty much is the powers that be that are putting this shit in motion that I really have the problem with. She's pretty much in the dark just as much as I am. And then she revealed a couple things, that she was the one that picked Lauren. And she was the one that told them to no longer call it Just With the Mess and call it something for her, because she's obviously going to be here. What she did say was that nobody had her back in regards to the uproar that the people, you know, the viewers have been saying. And nobody is being transparent with her on the show on what's actually going on. She was under the impression that when she come back from maternity leave, that Lauren would go back to her original position as a producer. That didn't happen. And she's like, if she's a producer, why is she here? Great question. Great question. If she's not the fourth person, then why is she here? Great question. So it sounds like they've been trying to bullshit her because they low-key don't want to renew her lease or her contract. That's what it sounded like at the end of the day, that it's not going to get renewed. She did, you know, say that she was not happy and she started picking up more shows, you know, and how she did really want that position, but she didn't need it. Like financially, she didn't need it. But of course, that went extremely viral. And with that going extremely viral, it got back to the powers that be at the Breakfast Club, and they end up having a conversation about it on air. With them having a conversation about it on air, Charlamagne takes nothing serious. So he didn't take that situation serious. Envy took it personal. Yep. he pretty, and you know, and I'm not necessarily mad at him for taking it personal. You know what I'm saying? So, what he said was some things that I honestly can't be mad at him for that. Some people were upset because they feel like Jess was being gaslit. I can definitely see that as well. Um, they end up bringing Lauren in on the conversation later on, and they had a conversation. Her and Jess had a conversation on air because there was a couple of clips that Corey Holcomb showed where Jess had told Lauren to be quiet and hush, and so they addressed that. And Jess was like, you know, you overtalk, and yeah, probably shouldn't have told you to hush or be quiet or whatever. And she addressed that on her live as well, because she said that there was one particular time she told her to shut up and she shouldn't have. And then she told her to hush again. And she said that Charlemagne sent her a text and was like, why'd you tell her to hush? You need to tell her to shut up. We need to lean into y'all not liking each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish they would have addressed that on air, because he should have been called to the carpet for that. Because why do you want them to go at each other, even if they're the best of friends off air? Why do you want it to be perceived that these two women are going at each other? You know, which that's reminiscent of the old Charlemagne, you know.
Exactly.
So he hasn't evolved as much as he wants to portray. But I don't feel like the issue 100% got resolved, but I feel like it got resolved enough for them to go on ahead and continue with life. Because next thing you know, they interviewing Felicia Rashad, and she dropped some gems on them. That was a great interview. So, what are your thoughts about this situation?
Well, I mean, I'll just sum everything up and say this. When you got a person who got famous on the internet, you're never gonna not have them on the internet. Like that blow up that it was going to happen. She was going to get on live eventually and say anything, because that's where she got. That's where her bread and butter came from in the beginning.
And this ain't the first time she's ever blown up on live, or not necessarily blown up, because it wasn't a blow up. It wasn't a crash out. It was an air out of grievance.
But my thing is, see, a lot of people, and I don't care how financially stable you is, or where you at, a lot of times you have to understand that you can't always say what you want to say about a business that you don't run. I do feel like that right there signed her certificate to not be renewed.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be cool because everybody's going to play it cordial. One thing I do know about Charlemagne is the reason why he don't take shit seriously is because you know what you're not going to do? Get me the fuck fired. So he's never going to play into it. He's never going to play into that game of boom, 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 boom. Why would you he's not going to go into that. Yeah, I'm going to play it off. Everything's going to be silly to me because you know what? I'm going to keep my check running from here. And financially speaking, Charlemagne doesn't need the Breakfast Club anymore. He just knows where he wants to be.
Yeah.
As much as much as an asshole Charlemagne the God is, a lot of people, including Jess, needs to take a page from him and learn how to let shit slide off. Another thing that I will say that when I watched the interview, I will say this, and Charlemagne was 100% true when he said, "Stop reading the fucking comments when you know what I'm saying, when you too emotionally invested in that shit. You have to, because if you have if you know you have a problem with what's going on, stop putting fuel to your fire by listening to other people, because that's when you make mistakes."
But see, with this situation, it's a little unique because, like, yeah, I would not listen to the comments on Twitter or anything like that, right? Or the comments that be on the blog posts. I wouldn't necessarily go to those comments. I would keep my eye on the comments that are on YouTube, because those people specifically go to the video and are viewers and are watching what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a different crowd. I'm not gonna necessarily pay attention to the people that's having an opinion off of a clip.
Yeah.
But if you're watching the full show, that's something different.
Well, it's just one of them things because I understood what he was saying. Because if it's like if you already have your grievances, why are you listening to the negative aspect of these comments when you already have your grievances? Because now this is what makes people make these mistakes and fly off the handle like that. Again, I'm with you. I ain't said she flew off the handle like she went and had a spaz moment. But what she did was make sure that you will never work in radio again, even though if you don't need it, you won't work here. Like they're never gonna they're gonna work it where whatever your contract is what your contract is, and we're not gonna renew that shit again.
Yeah, but the thing with that is I feel like it's a catch-22 situation because she said she has gone to the appropriate people. She has had conversations with said people and nothing has changed. Nobody has been transparent or anything like that. It took for her to get on the internet and tell the world that what y'all are watching is what's actually happening for them to be like, all right, we need to address it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a catch-22 situation because y'all not paying attention to me when I'm going to you appropriately.
So my thing with that is, and I'm glad you said it, because my thing is this because I have the same issues in my job. Mm-hmm. And the same with that same issue, I say this. You have to understand, you can yell until you red in the face about some shit, and they're never going to make a move because that it doesn't suit their format. What you got to understand is either you're going to leave on your own or you're going to shut the fuck up and stop beating a dead horse. That's just how business works. At the end of the day, now I get people's emotions and I get people's feelings, but how big business works is you're going to have your grievances. We gonna get to it when we want to get to it. You yelling and complaining about it all the time ain't gonna do nothing but get you the fuck out of here faster or just make you quit on your own. It's not gonna break us at all. At the end of the day, it just makes you look like the one that's having the rant. I have this conversation almost daily at my job when people go off and be on what this company says and what this company does. This ain't your bread and butter. You are living somebody else's dream right now, working for this motherfucker. So you can't keep saying I've done this before and I've done this before and nothing happened. Okay, if you know nothing's happening, at one point you have to do two things. You have to say, is this beneficial for you, or do I need the 86 to fuck up out of here?
Yeah,
that's it. That's all. You telling everybody else how bad the company is ain't gonna stop the company from fucking running.
No, it's not gonna stop the company from running. But it did get addressed. Now, what happens
but it only got addressed superficially.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, what happens from here on out? She may have shot herself in the foot.
Ain't no shot. Ain't no May, nigga. She Megan Thee Stallion that shit.
It's gonna be another movie on Tubi.
Right. What she used to say about Megan, the hoof. She shot herself in the fucking hoof. She
shot herself in the hoof. Right. It's gonna be the comedian that got herself fired from the Breakfast Club.
Nah, from the Dinner Society.
Right. From the morning show. Right.
Man. Yeah. No. I just, as much as the issue was put out there, because I wish it wasn't public. I really do wish that they had this situation right here, that whole spiel, not on air. Mm-hmm. Because putting it on air for me puts a bad taste in my mouth because one, even if I'm not holding back, all of this is just publicity for a company that I don't fucking like.
Yeah. I said that when I was telling my friend about the situation, I told her, I was just like, we just pretty much watched an HR meeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And HR meetings aren't supposed to be public. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So, but
and you're right. That's exactly what we watched, and it was, and it was nobody. And the thing about it, in that HR meeting, it was nobody who was advocating for Jess Hilarious.
Yeah, 100%. And it was sad to watch because at the end of the day, the only thing that Jess is wrong about is the way that she decided to eventually handle it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's not wrong in her feelings. She's not wrong with what we were witnessing. You know what I'm saying? And she's, you know, like this should not have happened the way that it happened. Those people should have been 100% transparent. Now, what has happened now is that, of course, being a producer, you're going to lean into this controversy because Jess was number one trending during all of this, right? So you're going to definitely lean into this. You're going to definitely have some time on the air to talk about this. And at the end of the day, we can't trust you and we're not going to renew your contract.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So but more than likely her contract wasn't going to get renewed. No way with the way that it was going. Because like I said, she barely talked on it now. And you got hired to be hilarious and you barely want to open your mouth. And you're barely here.
So this is the thing. Whatever contract she signed, it was beneficial to her until it wasn't when they put somebody, the person she put in place, start to get a buzz. See, as much as and Just Hilarious feelings are validated, but you know what feeling is not validated? Jealousy. That feeling is not validated. You can't, everybody can say what they want to say, but you were jealous. You were mad because that lady, you know what I'm saying? Because that lady could do her job, and not only could she do her job, she can actually do it top tier.
Right.
And you picked her. You picked her.
So you
got
saw it in her
the person that you picked.
Right. You saw it in her as well. Excuse me. But then again, that goes back to the transparency. If they were to be transparent and be like, you know what, we are going to keep Lauren on air specifically for the hot topic section, and we're going to create another segment for you. If they would have been transparent with that, I feel like things would have been more easier. Now, she probably would, you know, still have her little hurt, not her little, but she probably would still have her feelings hurt because she no longer has the segment or whatnot. But you can see the transparency and you can see that they are trying to accommodate everyone, because at the end of the day, this is what the people want. The people want Lauren, especially when it comes to the hot topics.
So my thing is, this is what I want to tell everybody, because everybody in life goes through a situation like this. Maybe not in this format, but everybody goes into a situation like this. You have to learn in those situations to work with the team you have. I ain't saying you got to like the team, but you got to learn how to work with the team. If she's seen what was going on, because you know what, with business, I'll put it like this. With in that stage of her seeing her own replacement happening right there. Same rules apply, and when you go into sports, if you're a point guard, it's a young up and coming point guard, you like them, you put them in, all of a sudden they take the starting position. You got to learn to work with that person if you want to keep your job there.
Yeah, 100%.
That's just what it is. That's just Jess would have been. It would have been better if Jess would have just, you know, because again, Jess Hilarious, your feelings are validated. But moving further, especially when it comes to business, understand this. Sometimes you got to push that shit to the side, work with them, and then always pay attention to what your strong suits is. I'm fucking funny. I'm going to just slide in, keep saying something funny here and now. I'm all of a sudden, instead of being Michael Jordan, I'm going to turn to Chris Paul. I'm going to be the best assist nigga that we need, because then when my contract needs to be renewed, that's when we'll get to talking about segments and this and this and that. See, people jump the gun too fast because they want to be that quick gratification real quick. That's not how business works. Work with the contract you have. You seeing what's going on. Learn how to work and live with that situation. They're already giving you an out with allowing you to just jump here, jump there, jump here, jump there when need be. So when you come back, it need to be with a Coke and a smile.
Yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying? These are the things that people need to learn to do. That was the biggest downfall. We haven't talked about this, but I'll talk about the thing with envy. One thing that one thing that that rubs me wrong, because like you said, this was an HR meeting. The thing that rubs me wrong is always somebody who tries to combat emotion with emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Envy, I understand this is quote unquote your baby. As far as this show is concerned, I get that 100%. But if you see her being emotional at that moment, you don't turn around and be emotional and act like you more mad about the situation than anything, because this ain't this ain't about you. I don't like when people turn. For me, that's how it looked like. He turned around and made it like it, and then to call this lady corny because she was upset about some things. I'm like, nah. Professionally, we can handle this better.
Yeah.
We don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. We don't have to do that. And then you go off and you go on your little rant where you want to do a little extra cussing and you want to act like I'm in my feelings just like you in your feelings. Let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's really be more professional and let's bring it to a head like we're supposed to bring it to a head.
But I'm not gonna invalidate his feelings.
I'm not gonna invalidate his feelings. I'm not saying that, but you don't fight emotions with emotions in those moments.
Yeah, and that's fair. But what he was mad about specifically was on her live, she called out his character specifically. You know what I'm saying? Now, she didn't use the word character, but the fact that she feels like nobody had her back when it was to combat the narrative that the public was viewing and making up, and how people are seeing what's going on and how things are changing and all this type of stuff. Like that was kind of like a shot personally at his character. So I can see because he said it on the show, I fuck with you the long way. And if I fuck with you the long way and you coming after my character, and I thought we were better than that. So I get it. You're right at the end of the day, Lily, that yes, it's gonna make things worse if we're fighting emotion with emotion. Mm-hmm. But I understand because his character was called to the carpet. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that, but I still can, with emotions to the side, can still defend my character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it might sound, and what's going to happen is it's going to sound cold on, you know what I'm saying, on radio, but in real time, it's going to be me actually giving you a face-to-face conversation about this. So we'll never go through this ordeal where you think you can go outside of here and disrespect my character again.
Yeah.
Now, when the cameras are off and it can be me and you, then that's when we both can express our emotions, because you know what? At that point, we ain't even defending each other. We're actually, defending against each other. We're actually talking when we can talk with emotions and hug that shit the fuck out.
Yeah, yeah, and I get that too. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that she made it public, we're gonna address it public. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at that either. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can't be mad at it on certain levels. Me, I'm just like, nah. I'm gonna keep it I'm gonna keep it way more professional.
Yeah.
Especially with all these cameras being right here, I'm gonna keep it real professional.
Yeah.
And if I catch myself being emotional, I'm gonna just shut down, and not shut down like I'm gonna stop talking, but emotionally, I'm gonna push that shit down right there, because everybody. One thing I will say about Envy is I respect that he did what he did and then he stopped talking, because everybody knows, like, when he was trying to talk that, I'm not emotional, nigga, you were super emotional.
Oh, he's 100% emotional.
You were super emotional. You were way too petty. Nigga, you almost got yourself killed plenty of times being on your petty step.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like specifically because his character was called to the carpet and because he felt like he has had her back, and he called out a couple of examples on where he has had her back about this situation specifically. Like, I see why he was upset. But yeah, he does get way too emotional. But that's just him. That's him. It just ain't the first time. I'm sure it's not gonna be the last time. That man is light skinned and he be acting light skinned.
I'm talking about, as much as I be trying to be like, hey man, let's not, know what I'm saying, stereotype light skinned man. DJ Envy, he stands right up there with that flag of I am light skinned and sassy.
Okay, he is on the top of that mountain. Okay, he is team light skin. If I never seen
Man, that nigga bad shit.
it, and he is true to form. But yeah, like I said, I can't. I mean, I can't hold that against him. He saw that shit publicly and he addressed it publicly, and it's just what it is. We watched that HR meeting.
Yep.
It got their ratings up for those couple days, and it was so funny because you know the way they do their uploads to YouTube, they'll do clips and then they'll eventually upload the whole show, and then they upload full interviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually when I wake up, they've already put up like 2 or 3 videos, right? This particular day, they didn't have no videos up by the time I woke up. And then they started eventually loading up 1 and 2 because they broke it up. And so when they put up 1 and then they put up 2, and then they start putting up clips of other stuff. And it was people in the comments of the other stuff talking about, I don't know why they putting up this other shit. We waiting for part 3.
Mm-hmm.
So people was there for Just with the Mess. And so as a producer, yes, you want to lean into what's going on because this is ratings gold. But also as a producer, like I said earlier, you can't trust her, and I doubt that her contract will be renewed.
Yeah, that's a done
This
deal.
is what it is. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at the end of the day. But it does expose what was going on. And you know, Angela, when she was on the show, she was on the show for 13 years, and after she left, she did a interview with Tamron Hall, I believe, and she talked about her experience there. She didn't really go into grave detail, but you know, she was talking about how she was like the only woman in the room, like nobody really had her back and stuff like that. And then they tried to come out and be like, well, we got female producers, we got female this, we got female that, but that's something totally different when a producer is catering to the men and she's the one that has to constantly fight for her own stuff. And Jess, you know, touched on that and was just like, I don't see how she did it for 13 years and whatnot. I put up a post or a tweet, and I was just like, you know, all I gotta say is that they got 3 people on that show, 3 women on that show that's doing the same job Angela Yee did for 13 years. So, like her or not, you got to get that woman her flowers.
That's what I was about to say. Like everybody, like I don't know how she did it for 13 years, but because she is the equivalent of what everybody else is trying to follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know? And she did it, and you did not know it was a problem.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You did not know it was an issue between them 3.
Because she knew how to professionally handle it. Mm-hmm. Now, there was sometimes that Angela went off key. But at the same time, she knew how to reel that back in professionally.
All of them, honestly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But she did it. You know what I'm saying? And she did it up to the point where she got offered her own job or her own show. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, you know, at the end of the day, you got to get that woman her flowers. And people started... You know, it was a lot of people that agreed. But there was also other people that was in the comments trying to say other things. And I'm like, y'all, let's look at the facts. And at the end of the day, because what I said in the tweet, I was just like, don't get me wrong. They're all great. But you got to give Angela her flowers. They literally got 3 women on that show doing what she did. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So... that's all I was saying in my tweet, but people wanted to combat that, and I'm like, the facts are the facts. So, shout out at the end of the day. Shout out to Angela Yee.
Angela Yee, little nasty ass.
I would love to get her thoughts about that situation, though. Would love to just hear a sound bite. I know she's not going to bring it to her show, but I would love to get a sound bite, which I wouldn't want her to bring it to her show. Don't do that. But I would just love for her to just put out a tweet with eyes, it's like I see everything, you know.
Well, I think if she was to say anything, it would be something subliminal, like, man, some of y'all need to learn to shut up and get this bag and let's move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, possible, but yeah, but that is just hilarious in the Breakfast Club and Lauren LaRosa. You know, shout out to all of them.
Man.
This, you know, I had stopped watching the Breakfast Club. I used to watch it every day. I had stopped watching the Breakfast Club not probably like right after Angela Gee, Charlotte McGay.
I knew exactly where you were going. God damn, man. Charlotte
McGay.
Charlotte McGay. Can I call him Charlotte? Oh, right. Shame, man.
Right. Right. Damn, y'all got some names on y'all.
Right. These niggas got the most easiest names in the world to somebody who is not overdosed on cocaine.
Right. For somebody that is sober.
Man.
No problem. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, I had stopped watching it probably like right after she left. Right after Angela Yee left. And I just came back probably like I would tip in and out while they was going through their year of trying to get a co-host. And I started coming back like every day, probably like a few months ago. So, but I would tip in and out every now and again. But for me, I can't stand Charlamagne. And I used to really like him. Like I used to listen to the Brilliant Idiots every week and everything. But I'm tired of him. It just, for me, what started my disdain was him bringing up mental health every 5 minutes, like he gets money every time he says it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, shut the entire fuck up. Because that's a personal thing, and let somebody bring that to you.
You know, I won't say that it bothers me. What I will say is, you know, and this ain't out. This is just me overthinking about certain things, because this ain't nothing that's like out or public or probably happened in real time. But you know, when niggas get on the verge of like losing a divorce or about to get a divorce, they start doing extra shit to get their bitch back to make sure that they money ain't fucked with, and then they go through this whole mental change. For me, that's how I felt when he went through that thing. Like, oh shit, I bet you his marriage is crumbling. Like that's what I was thinking, but I never like
thing?
Huh?
You talking about the whole mental health thing?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, this has to come from. Yeah, she was probably at her wit's end with you, and you were doing this whole I'm a changed man type of shit.
Yeah.
I really feel like that. I will say this. I forgot who said it, but I will say it was 100% true. Charlamagne started acting really, really different when when he started really when his face start blending in like it was supposed to.
Oh yeah, when he got it cleared up.
Yeah.
Stop looking like a raccoon.
Yeah, he started acting real different. But that being said, I never had a problem with Charlamagne. Sometimes I wish Charlamagne goes back to the asshole Charlamagne, because I liked it that I was like, yeah, that's the guy who he'll look you dead in the face and tell you ain't shit, and I was there for that one.
Yeah, and that's when I used to watch Heavy. Not that I necessarily want him to be a complete asshole, because he was an asshole just unwarranted sometimes, you know. Sometimes it was justified, sometimes it completely wasn't. But I just don't like him talking about politics. And you, like, when the last time you took a political science class? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't go to you for that shit. And then you kissing every comedian's ass. Like, that is corny and it's annoying. It's like somebody could get on there and be like, you know, why did a chicken cross the road to get to the other side? Like, be the funniest thing in America, and it's like, shut up.
I get it.
Yeah,
I mean, I think my only issue with him is he gives people too many passes. Sometimes you should like
who did he give too many passes to?
Like you know, he always wants to play. He always plays devil's advocate. Like something can happen. Like for instance, with that Andrew Schultz situation.
Oh yeah.
He gave him way too many passes
you a
on that.
Boy. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because that motherfucking Andrew Schultz should have been called to the carpet. And I get that that's his style of comedy, that anybody can get it, but he should have been called to the carpet 1,000%.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it, and that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, it's just certain things that funny or not, or however way you want to place it, buck breaking is not funny.
Right.
So I think with him being cool with Andrew Schultz, he didn't check him like he was supposed to. And you can stand on your high horse and be however way you is, but I'm gonna still let you know, like, yeah, those type of jokes not around me.
Yeah,
I'm not going. We're not gonna be jumping on that type of ball game.
Right. And even if, because like, okay, great, you're a brilliant idiot, but even if you are a brilliant idiot, somebody should have educated you at the very least on why this was inappropriate. Yeah. Even if you're gonna lean into, a comedian, he's a comedian, you know, we're getting too sensitive, all this type of shit. You can have that stance all you want, but you should have educated him on why this was inappropriate.
Yeah.
At the very least. And you didn't. And that would never be funny. When is rape funny? Rape's not funny. So, yeah. And neither is
I don't know why I just started laughing right now, because rape is not funny.
Yeah. Like,
but I don't know, something in my body just said, hey man, you gotta laugh right now. And I'm like, I don't know why, Lord. I don't know why.
Right. Please don't let me crack a smell, Lord.
Yeah, like what the fuck am I sitting there giggling for?
But yeah,
no way, shape, or form can you make a rape joke.
Yeah.
In that format. Let me say that. Because I've had, you know what? I can't even lie to you. I have laughed at a rape joke, one or two rape jokes before, but those were like, they were like the corniest fucking joke. Okay, so for instance, it was one joke that fucking tickled me pink. It was a joke. They said, what is the only organ that is still warm after a prostitute dies?
What?
My dick. And I just thought this shit was fucking hilarious when I heard it, because it's a corny ass white man joke.
Lord, I can't.
And so I gotta be transparent. Like, I can't say I've never laughed at a rape joke.
Right. But
that's it. But that situation was totally different.
Yeah, it's totally different. And I mean, I am one of the people that think that, you know, we are living in times where we're too sensitive. Sometimes we need to go to sleep. You ain't got to be woke about everything. Like, just go to sleep. But that specifically what he said, not funny.
No,
And it's not appropriate.
And it have nothing to
You
do
don't
with
even
it being
realize what
Kendrick
the hell you
Lamar.
said.
Anytime you tell a black male figure that you would fuck them if they were in prison, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like, and
I'll be on the same way if you said that about R. Kelly.
Yeah, and this is the crazy part. Going back to like, yes, some things ain't funny, but I mean, you got to be a skilled comedian to make things funny. And I did hear a joke that R. Kelly's name was mentioned, and it was a non-black comedian. I don't necessarily believe he was white, but he was not black. So, yeah. But he made a joke, and the joke was top tier. And you probably seen it before, but the guy was just like, he said something about, R. Kelly in the news or whatever, but he was just like, I have an R. Kelly joke, but let me tell you, because it's hard to tell an R. Kelly joke nowadays, right? But he was saying that there's levels to the PDF file, and between this age and this age is called something, this age and this age is called something, this age and this age is called something, right? And he was like, so technically R. Kelly isn't a PDF file, he's whatever it is for the age that he like, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, but you can't correct nobody without them looking at you crazy, because how the hell do you know this? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good joke.
Yeah, that is a good joke. That's a good. That's a thinking point. That's a good joke.
Yeah. So, and it's not necessarily making fun of the situation. It's not making fun of a scenario that somebody made up or a real life one.
Yeah, or you're not making fun of a victim.
Right. So, and then, so that's that. And then there was another joke about the N-word that Louis C.K. said. And that one was actually pretty clever. Now, in the joke, he says the N-word. So it's like his joke was, I can't remember it verbatim, but he says that it's weird when people say the N-word. And he was like, not nigger, the N-word. And it was like, it's another way of being like, ooh, that was clever. You know what I'm saying? Because you low key just got away with saying nigger in front of us.
Yeah, you slid that in. So
you slid that in, right? And it's just like, because you can't get to that thought process without actually saying nigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild. So
it's so funny because you were black and I had to legit reboot.
right. Like, ooh, she just put the hard R on that shit. Like, and I'm blackity black. Like, I got my papers and all. Like, I got my papers and all. Jesus, like,
I'm looking you dead in the face via camera, and you said that, and my mind said, "Press the restart button."
Right. Like, right. She's us. Right? She is like us because she's us, right?
Man, that is.
But
wild.
just imagine.
I'm laughing so hard because I'm like, this is how quick my mind went to. What the fuck did you just say?
Right. What you say, Nick? Like, but just imagine the whole mental fuck of that if you saw Louis C.K. make that joke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just like, ooh, I want to hate you right now. But this joke is fucking clever. And you're making a point. You know what I'm saying? So
how can a man that jacks off in front of assistants make an intelligent joke this way?
You know, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But you got to be a top tier comedian to get away with some of that shit.
You do.
Andrew Schultz ain't there. I don't know
Not
if he'll
yet.
ever be there. Time will tell.
Not yet. I think he has a. If he has more comedians to let him know, like, dude, especially comedians of color, to let him know, like, hey, this is where you're teetering on the line of this might be disrespectful. If he had more comedian friends like that, I think he can be. He has a potential to be great.
Yeah. He carved out a lane for himself where everybody can get it, and that's fair. Everybody,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Everybody gets it. But yeah. I just feel like even if you were to try to educate him, he's so defiant, he's not gonna listen. Because that's not the type of comedy that he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to be woke. And it's not about being woke, but he's gonna take it as being woke.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But yeah. That's the Breakfast Club with Jess Hilarious and Lauren LaRosa.
And we just, I don't know what.
Yeah, we went a little
7-Eleven and we got like a couple of Slurpees. We talked to the Indian cashier. We did everything.
Yeah, we did
when
all
we
that.
stopped talking about this. We
Right.
dropped the hard R and everything.
Right. Right. Had to clutch the pearls there for a second.
Damn, shit. You know what I'm saying? I did a system U-Haul real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't have any final thoughts. So Jerry's final thoughts. Take it away.
My Jerry's final thoughts is this. I'm gonna make it short and sweet and really good for y'all. I thank y'all for watching us and viewing us. You guys are great. Please keep this alive. We have a live show that we're trying to do next year. Hopefully you guys will be a part of it. And hopefully before the live show happens, we will get to the fucked up song of the week, which is
One Day.
Call Out My Name, The Weeknd.
Right.
Sir, we are doing you a great injustice, and we will get to you one of these beautiful, glorious days.
It may be on the live show.
Take care of yourself and others. And give a shout out to The Weeknd for me.
Right, right. All right, so this is episode 153 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys for episode 154. Bye.
Exactly.